everybody. Welcome. Tis I, RJD here. Welcome to the What the Wrestling News Brief.
Perfect.
I am your host, RJD, and we are here, as always, to talk wrestling. We got some news for you today. As always, you guys know I am now switching up this style. I'm actually doing more live streams this week. I'm looking into doing some other stuff, and I'm really just trying to see what works out here. You know, we're switching some things up. We're not going to sit here and continue to stay stagnant. We're going to grow. We're going to do some different things. We're going to try some different things. Things are going to work. Things are not going to work. But at all times, we will remain how we do. So as always,
You've activated my trap card.
Trap card activated, and we are going to rock out. Now, what I am going to do after let me rock out with my stuff. You know, we gotta keep my stuff circulating and populating. But this is your What the Wrestling News Brief Live. So thank you everybody once again for showing up. Appreciate all of you. You are all awesome. You're all amazing. I thank all of you for rocking with a brother today. We are here to talk about some news. But before anything, as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. What the Wrestling, you already know. But we are missing a key ingredient. And you know, I don't like the fact that we're missing it. So let's get that started right now. Let's get that ingredient popping.
You're listening to the What the Wrestling Podcast, the show that brings you all things wrestling with your host, RJD.
There we go. Much better. You know, I had to get the intro on popping. I had to get the intro right first and foremost. Now we can begin.
Surprise, motherfucker.
So, like the goddamn video once again. Like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. What the Wrestling, you guys already know. Let's talk about Jherico. Let's talk about Jherico. So, Chris Jherico was in the news this week talking about how he had a huge health scare. Now, too many of you may have noticed that Chris Jherico lost a shit ton of weight. And he lost some weight recently. And brother got his six-pack back. He's inspiring me. I'm actually sitting here like, yo, see my opener in the back. I'm actually sitting here like, yo, I need to lose some goddamn weight like Jherico. So he lost 32 pounds. And here is what happened. So he was on Talk is Jherico recently. And he talked about how he had some recent weight loss. And here is why. So apparently Chris Jherico was on tour with Fozzy. And basically, here's what he had to say. So, and I quote, "I gained some weight after working with Kenny Omega in the Tokyo Dome. As you all know, he worked in Japan with Kenny Omega. I was going through a Bruiser Brody type phase, and I thought, I'm not tall like Brody, but I could be bigger than all the Japanese guys because the way things are now, I'm a taller guy. Japanese guys appreciate bulkier physiques. Let me get bigger. Let me get bigger and beat the crap out of everybody," which is what I did. And it worked out where I had 3 Tokyo Dome main events. I just never lost the weight. The pandemic comes and you don't realize it and you just stay fat. So this is what he was talking about in regards to that. But then he continued to say, and I'm going to sum it all up here for you, that he was doing a show. He had a couple of shows before London, I think 3 or 4 shows. And so he did like 1 or 2 shows and he was out of breath while he was singing. So he was like, what the hell is going on here? Why am I out of breath? You know, he's cardio-wise, he's always been very good. And he even said in the interview, cardio-wise, I was great, but I just was fat. Like I was heavy, you know what I'm saying? But cardio was never a problem. So all of a sudden he starts doing his cardio. I mean, he starts doing his songs and he can't breathe. He can't sing properly. He can't sing right. He's walking across the stage. He's out of breath after the shows. Goes to the doctor and they tell him he has a pulmonary embolism. What the hell did he call it?
You stupid.
Pulmonary embolism. I think that's what it's called. I gotta Google it. Don't judge me, okay?
Nope.
Embolism. Pulmonary embolism. Basically, he had blood clots in his lungs. That's what it was, okay? Leave me the hell alone. Don't judge me. So, he had blood clots in his lungs, and that is what was causing him to have shortness of breath. And he found out that Roddy Piper died because of this, and some other notable names and had this, and he was researching it. And basically, they were giving him blood thinners to try and treat this. So what happened before even all that, doctor calls home, doctor says, you need to go to the doctor, find out what's up. Tell them the symptoms, and they'll tell you what they think it is. But I think it's blood clots in the lungs. He says, okay, so he's like, I'm not gonna go to, a back alley town in Europe. I'm gonna wait till I get to London, because London's a big city. They probably have better health care, and I'll go to the doctor there instead of going to a doctor in a small town. Gets to another show. By this time, it's really bad. Finally goes into the doctor in London, and the doctor says, you got to run some tests, but I think you got pulmonary embolism, blood clots in the lungs. I'm just going to call it blood clots in the lungs so you guys know what I mean. So they do tests, and they say, yep, you have blood clots in the lungs, and that is very serious. Basically, if the blood clots leave and go travel somewhere else, go to your brain, go to your leg, go to anywhere else, you can have some serious issues. So, and you can die because it can kill you. So he ended up staying in the hospital. They wanted him to wear the gown and they wanted to wheelchair him around because he said at this point, just walking 3 steps, his words, walking 3 steps, he was wheezing, out of breath, uncomfortable. So he was bad. Like his lung function was not good. So he ends up staying in the hospital. They tell him, listen, if you feel better by tomorrow, they give him the blood thinners, a shot, works very quickly. You feel better by tomorrow, get out of here, get back on tour. That's what he was thinking. Nope, woke up the next day, couldn't do it. So now he's calling his wife, he's calling a bunch of people saying, I'm okay, but can't leave yet. Then they take him down again, and he ends up staying basically for a couple of days. And he hated it. And I hate hospitals too, so I understand.
Emotional damage.
So he ends up staying there, has to cancel a couple of shows. Everybody finds out. Everybody's freaking out now. And he said they shouldn't have even told him that. But he told them, had to cancel the show, gave him a reason, whatever. But then he goes to a nutritionist out there. They had set up some stuff for him. He goes to a nutritionist and they work out a meal plan. So they work it out and he follows it. And next thing you know, he said within 1 week, he was down 10 pounds just by following the plan. So he said, you know what? We're just going to stick with this. Let's see how far we can take it. And from January, I think he said when he started the plan till about April, he lost 32 pounds. So January, February, March, April, that's roughly 7-8 pounds a month. That is to keep off, not like water weight when you lose it 1 week and it's back the next week. He kept it off, which is fantastic. That's awesome. That's awesome. Shout out to him for that. Real talk. Real talk. And turns out he kept it off, and the weight loss actually helped out the blood clots in his lungs to the point where he was on 10 milligrams of the blood thinners. Now he's on 5 milligrams. And he said, God willing, if he keeps this up, he may not be able to need them at all. I mean, brother walking around with a 6-pack again. He's looking rejuvenated, healthier, young, looking great, feeling great. And it just reminds me of John Moxley, because Mox, after coming out of rehab, he already, I don't know how much weight Mox was down, but when you look at Mox now, and then you look at some of the older pictures before rehab, it's like, yo, this brother was literally looking like he was puffed up, he was fluffy, and even Jherico, he said, you know, he was a little fluffy. And like, it's crazy how John Moxley looks like Dean Ambrose. Like, go back and look at Dean Ambrose, and that's how Moxley looked. Especially that first day back out of rehab, he just looked like a badass Dean Ambrose. That's what he looked like. 10 years, it looked like he 5 years younger, 10 years younger. No kidding. It looked like he was back in 2014, back with the Shield. It's crazy. And that's just because he put the bottle down. So, you know, Jherico, you know, he's a rock star. So he probably does what he does, but just changing your diet could literally change your life. It's like, I look at that and I'm like, damn, I wonder if I lost 20 pounds or if I lost 32 pounds, I'd be like, phew. First thing that happens is it goes right to my face. When I gain weight, my face puffs up. When I lose weight, my face slims down. So I wonder, 32 pounds is a lot for me. When I'm 220 now, if I lost 32 pounds, that's about 188. Yikes. I haven't been 188 since high school. That's crazy. Oh, man. I wonder, should I go on a weight loss journey? 188. I don't know. Let me know in the comments what y'all think. I think I can stand to lose 20 pounds. Maybe 15 to 20 pounds. I can stand to lose.
Stop it. Get some help.
No cap.
Damn.
Stop the cap.
No cap. But shout out to Jherico. He's lost the weight. He's kept it off. Hopefully he keeps it off. Hopefully he feels much, much better. Glad that everything's okay. Especially with that thing going around worldwide that attacks your respiratory system. You know, weak lungs is not a good thing. But shout out to him. He's maintaining his weight loss and he's doing his thing. We love Jherico. He's the greatest. He's awesome. Let's give him one more Don DeMarco for the weight loss and kicking the blood clot's ass. Real talk.
Don DeMarco.
Let's talk about Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks has been removed from the internal roster of WWE. So that is very, very interesting and very telling. Even on Peacock, she had an avatar up there. You can no longer pick her avatar. She had, I think, something else on Peacock commercial-wise. You can no longer pick that. You know, WWE is very petty. They are very petty. So they will purposely screw you up and purposely mess up your money and your merch and all that when you're not following what they want, or if they want to punish you, they will literally mess with your revenue and mess with your paycheck if you speak out or if you say something or if you have heat or whatever the hell they're saying nowadays. But Naomi was removed as well. And this is very interesting and very telling because they could sure use Naomi and Sasha Banks right now, especially on SmackDown, where that roster is paper thin. Nobody is pushed. Nobody is gaining any ground. Besides Alexa Bliss, nobody really gives a shit about anybody else in that division. Bayley should be on her way back soon. She is desperately needed, but they might as well just combine those divisions now and just call it a day. That's what I would do. Combine it, put people on both shows, call it a goddamn day, because this is not looking good. But she has been removed. So there have been reports that her lawyers are still trying to finish her release and negotiate it. I have no idea about Naomi. I don't know what's going to happen with her. But Sasha Banks is the biggest star. I'm surprised Naomi is even leaving, but it wouldn't surprise me if she comes back. Sasha Banks is gone. She's ghost. She's out of there. Sasha, she's like,
fuck this shit, I'm out.
She gone. Because for years, it's like every time they do something to her, she's like,
how dare you?
And she's like, I'm out of here. She's out of here first class. So she's like, put some respect on my name. And she's going to go do whatever she wants to do. If I were Tony Khan, TK, bro, pick them both up. You heard me? Pick them both up. Pick them both up. Sasha Banks is a star. Sasha Banks, though, if she wants more airtime and she so strongly believes in herself, she should tell Tony Khan, this is what I expect. And Tony Khan should tell her, this is what we're going to give you. Because she was a headache in WWE because she cared too much to a fault. And she wanted things a certain way. And she wanted to be portrayed on TV like the star that she is. And you know what? In a lot of ways, she was right. But if she goes to AEW and she's just an afterthought, that shit ain't going to fly either. Because she's just going to be a headache in AEW. Come to a common ground, TK. But if I were TK, I'd pick her up. Because she's obviously going to get released soon. Like, officially released. It's coming. So, just pick her up. Pick up Naomi, too. Even if you want to debut them together, you could work Sasha Banks into any plans. You could put her into any plans right now. And AEW doesn't shine light on a lot of the women, but her going there would be a huge deal. Because for some reason, like Sasha Banks' fan base, they are out of control. Like, I mean that in a good way. They will, you throw shade at her, it's like, shots fired! Shots fired! They coming for you. They coming for you. And she is exceptional. And a lot of dream matches with the ladies we could get. Her and Thunder Rosa, her and Toni Storm, her and Athena, her and, because I don't think we saw that in WWE. Her and Jade Cargill, her and Chris Statlander, her and who else? Her and there's another women's wrestler that's really, really good. Her and I said Thunder Rosa, didn't I? Yeah, her and Thunder Rosa. Man, they could do a hell of a lot with her. Her and Ty Conti, I think they would have a fantastic match. Her and Nyla Rose, her and Riho. Man, listen. They would go crazy. But I think this is awesome. Not that she's been removed, that I think the release is coming sooner than later. And as soon as she's released, and it's common knowledge, first phone call should be from TK. Hey, yo, Sasha, what's up? Let me talk to you. Open the checkbook. Get it done. So, shout out to her. Their time in WWE is coming to an end fairly quickly. It's coming. Trust me. Let's move on to Shotzi. So, Shotzi Blackheart deleted her Twitter. And here's why. So, at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view last weekend, Shotzi competed in the Money in the Bank women's ladder match. And given the unpredictable nature of that match, not every planned spot went according to plan. It was a little messy. She messed up a couple spots. A couple of the ladies did. It's not all on her. But nobody was hurt coming out of it. Nobody's injured, so no harm, no foul. And the incident led to some fans lashing out at her on social media, saying, among other things, that she should be fired for her performance. To those fans, first of all, I don't know why that's not working. What's wrong with my sound bites? Well, to those fans, y'all are stupid. Straight up. Y'all are dumb. Why would you call for this lady's job? Why would you do that? That's dumb. To all of you
Stupid.
who said that, y'all are dumb. She made mistakes. It happens. She slipped here. She fell here. She fell through the ladder here. It happens. Everybody's okay. No harm, no foul. The poor goddamn girl had to delete her Twitter. Listen, with the cyberbullying, and she also said that. Well, here is what she said. Let me not put words in her mouth. She said she's not a wrestling robot, and nothing. She said she's not a wrestle robot, and nothing. The three things she cares about coming up. This is like very dumb the way they wrote this. This article was stupid. I don't know why they wrote that like that. So let me tell you what she really said, because that was extra dumb the way they worded like this article. Who wrote this? Okay, let's try this again. There are three things that I care about.
Stupid.
Thank you. There are three things at the end of the match. There are three things I care about at the end of a match. Is everyone safe? Did everyone have fun? Did the crowd react? Nobody got hurt. We all had a blast, and the Vegas crowd was hot, hot, hot. I felt on top of the world after that match and was so excited to finally have my first hardcore match in over a year. I wouldn't have done anything I didn't practice or thought I could do safely. But I'm not a wrestle robot. I'm human and slips happen, especially in a chaotic, unpredictable ladder match. I can take a joke and laugh at myself. One of the first things I said was, I can't wait to see that spot on Botchmania, which is true because she did mess up some spots. But comments like you should be fired and other terrible things admittedly hit hard. I had to have a few friends wipe tears off my face and slap some sense into me, reminding me of who the F I am. That being said, to all my haters, suck my big giant hair mangoes. Okay. I don't know about the mangoes thing, but
Take a few steps.
but listen.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
There's a lot of shots fired. There's a lot going on. All I'm gonna say is this: shit happens. It's all good. Nobody got hurt. You gotta laugh at yourself. Listen, how many times I said
Stupid.
to myself on this show? How many times? Many times. So sometimes you just gotta laugh it off. You know, it happens, and it's all good. But people need to relax, man. People need to chill out. It ain't that deep, man. Jesus Christ. Shout out to Shotzi. She'll be back on Twitter. But also another thing, this has been a tough year for her, or a tough couple of years. She recently lost her father to that, beer bug thing going around. So that on top of cyberbullying, did we learn nothing from the young lady who self-deleted herself a couple of years ago? Did we learn nothing from that, from cyberbullying? Young, promising upstart, did we learn nothing? Come on, y'all. We got to do better. We got to do better.
Stupid.
Moving on. Stephanie McMahon met with the talent. Y'all want to know what she said? Me too. I wish I was a fly on the wall. But let's get this right. WWE officials addressed talent last Saturday ahead of WWE's Money in the Bank ladder pay-per-view. Stephanie McMahon, Nick Khan, and Triple H addressed talent at the meeting Saturday afternoon, which was said by many we spoke to, this is from Fightful Select, to be positively received. All three are generally liked by talent. And Stephanie McMahon seems to be outright adored based on those we've heard from. All three also attended the UFC 276 event right up until immediately after the show. We were told not all the talent were in attendance, as there were plenty of talent that weren't brought into town. One longtime talent said we spoke to said that it was simply a staff meeting, saying much of what the talent already knew. Stephanie McMahon thanked everyone to close the meeting. We were told that she reiterated to talent that her door is always open, which is great. I think communication and an open door policy is needed. I think that more people should do it often. I think that the fact that they had to have this meeting in lieu of everything going on with Vince McMahon, in lieu of everything going on with the company, with the everybody coming for Vince's head, Vince stepping down, her stepping up. I think it was needed. I've been in corporate meetings before where they're trying to boost morale. It must be tough working at WWE because of walking on eggshells and all that, and you don't want to be punished for speaking up. But the fact that she says my door is always open, I think communication is needed. If you're not feeling something, you need to go talk to them. your bosses or whoever's above you, and you need to express those concerns. Now, will they do anything about it? Probably not. Who knows? As for WWE, we know how many people go on these podcasts after they leave WWE talking about, I talked to them, I pitched this, and nothing ever came of it. How many people? We know countless people that would like that. So, with that being said, I think it's great that she has open door policy. I think she should continue that and work on it. And I'm glad that she had the meeting and everything worked out. I don't think she has anything to do with anything because I think Vince is still in charge, just behind the scenes. But I do think that it's good for morale because when you got things going down like this, that could really kill morale in a company and it could really mess up a lot of things. So the fact that people felt the need to do this says a lot. It says a lot. And I don't know what's going to happen with Vince. It's some real scumbag shit that Vince did. And I don't like it. I don't like it. I know a lot of other people don't like it. And I think it's just terrible that, especially y'all know, go watch my video. You know how I feel about this. But I don't think anything's going to happen. I think he always dodges the bullet. I think Booker-wise, not recently, but just idea-wise, people have praised him. He adds little things to people's ideas, makes things great, especially Chris Jherico, who's on a podcast recently talking about that. But I also think that kind of shit that went down back then, that culture that was cultivated in that space, I don't think there's any use for that now. There was a use for that back then. I think that is wrong, and I think they need to clean that shit up. And I don't know who's whistleblowing this stuff. I don't know if it's a conspiracy. Like, we all know the conspiracy theories. Oh, they're just doing this so they could get ready to sell WWE. They're going to end up selling eventually, and it's a whole big conspiracy. And you know what? People might be right. It might be a conspiracy. Listen. The truth is out there, y'all. It might be a conspiracy. Who knows? It might be a conspiracy to get the stock price lower so somebody could come and scoop up WWE on the low. Or it might just be somebody just decided to whistleblow. Or it might just be a coincidence. I don't know. But what I do know is all of this stuff coming out about Vince is hurting the company. And if he doesn't choose to step down, because he's going to have to step down because he has 80% of the voting power. He ain't voting himself out, so he will have to voluntarily step down. But I do think that all of this stuff is not good for the company, and it's a black eye on the company right now. So they need to figure out what they're going to do. And Vince saying, F them, going out on SmackDown after everything comes out and saying F them, what they're going to do. It's not a good look. It's not a good look. So I hope they figure this out and everybody comes to their senses, because I love WWE despite all of its flaws. Been watching WWE since I was a kid, and I don't want to see something bad happen to the company or see them lose business because, Vince can't figure out a way to, Vince keeps paying people off for dumb shit. So we will see what happens with that. But as far as that's all I got for you guys today. Live streaming, we starting this up. I definitely need to start live streaming to both here and YouTube and Twitch. Probably gonna make a Twitch for this too. So I got some new things I'm trying out for the channel. I look forward to seeing you all in my chat. Hop in my chat, come say what's up. I'm really, really digging this format. We're gonna start stepping it up for the second half of 2022. As for me, I am gone. I'm out of here. All of y'all, be safe, and I'm out. Peace.